Hello and welcome to the Chatterbox Letters podcast. I'm going to be reading my very large like chatter letter to my listeners. This book, aka Chatter Letter, is called Holes. I hope you will enjoy as I read Holes in audio format. I will be reading chapter by chapter so it seems interesting as you are curious to know the whole story at its entirety. Introducing Holes by Louis Sachar. I will be reading chapter 15. Let me go ahead and get that chapter ready. Waiting. Let's see. Chapter 15. All right, here it goes. Mr. Pedanski filled the canteens. The warden got a pitchfork out of the back of the pickup. She poked it through X-Ray's dirt pile to see if anything else might have been buried in there as well. After you drop off X-Ray, I want you to bring back 3 wheelbarrows, she said. X-Ray got in the pickup. As the truck pulled away, he leaned out the whole wide window and waved. 0, said to the warden. I want you to take over X-Ray's hole. She seemed to know that 0 will be the fastest digger. Armpit and Squid, you will keep digging where you have been, she said. But you're each going to have a helper. Zigzag, you help Armpit. Magnet, you help Squid. And the caveman, you will work with 0. We're going to dig the dirt twice, 0. We'll dig it out of the hole, and the caveman will carefully shovel it into the wheelbarrow. Zigzag will do the same for next page. Armpit, the same with Magnet and Squid. We don't want to miss anything. If either of you find something, you'll both get the rest of the day off and a double shower. When the wheelbarrows are full, you are to dump them away from this area. We don't want any dirt piles to get in the way. The warden remained at the site for the remainder of the day, along with Mr. Pedanski and Mr. Sir, who show up after a while. Occasionally, Mr. Sir would leave to take water to the other groups of campers, but otherwise he and the water truck stayed parked there. The warden saw to it that nobody in Group D was ever thirsty. Stanley did as he was told. He carefully looked through all the dirt dug up by 0 as he shoveled it into the wheelbarrow, though he knew he wouldn't find anything. It was easier than digging his own hole. When the wheelbarrow was full, he took it to the good distance away before dumping it. The warden couldn't keep still. She kept walking around looking over the boy's shoulder and sticking her pitchfork through the dirt piles. You're doing fine, just fine, she told Stanley. After a while, she told the boys to switch places so that Stanley, Zigzag, and Magnet dug in the holes, and 0, Armpit, and Squid shoveled the excavated dirt into the wheelbarrows. After lunch, 0 took over the digging again, and Stanley returned to the wheelbarrow. There was no hurry. The warden said several times, the main thing is not to miss anything. The boys dug until each hole was well over 6 feet deep and wide. Still, it was easier for the two boys to dig a 6-foot hole than it was for one boy to dig a 5-foot hole. All right, that's enough for today, said the warden. I've waited this long, I could wait another day. Mr. Sir drove her back to her cabin. I wonder how she knew all our names, Stanley said as he walked back to the compound. She watches us all the time, said Zigzag. She got hidden microphones and cameras all over the place. In the tents, in the rec room, the shower. The shower? Asked Stanley. He wondered if Zigzag was just being paranoid. The cameras are tiny, said Armpit, no bigger than a toenail on your little toe. Stanley had doubts about that. He didn't think they could make cameras that small, microphones maybe. He realized that was why X-Ray didn't want to talk to them about the gold tube at breakfast. X-Ray was afraid the warden might have been listening. One thing was certain. They weren't just digging to build character. They were definitely looking for something. And whatever they was looking for, they were looking to the wrong place. Stanley gazed, out across the lake towards the spot where he had been digging yesterday when he found the gold tube. He dug the hole into his memory. I have to say that was a very short chapter, but it was also one of the best chapters I've read. This warden is a very good character to me, I have to say. A very good character to me. And I really enjoy her company if it was just inside the book of holes. I would like everyone to share, subscribe to my podcast, hit the notification button to know when I go live. Ring that bell for updates on my podcast. If you have a chatter letter that you would like broadcast on my podcast, send it to the Chatterbox Letters Podcast, Post Office Box 5556, Lakeland, Florida 33807. You can write whatever you want to write in your chatter letter, as long as you keep it clean, your words clear and discreet. Please, everyone, don't hesitate to send your letter. Please procrastinate and send your letter today.